Artemis Fowl is directed by Kenneth Branagh and is based on the novels by Ian Colfer. It follows the story of a young criminal mastermind who must rescue his father from the fairy world filled with fairies, dwarves, and trolls. I have only seen 2 of Branagh's films. I love Thor 1 and still consider it as one of the best MCU movies. Murder on the Orient Express, on the other hand, was an utter bore and left me disappointed. Sadly, Artemis Fowl is no different. In fact, it is worse. Artemis Fowl is an awful film. I'm a fan of the first book, and while this film is inspired being an understatement, by that book, I find that the film completely changes character backgrounds, motivations, and development, for the worse. Artemis's father, who is completely absent from the book, is given a more pivotal role, while Artemis's heartbreaking relationship with his dementia-suffering mother is completely erased. This wouldn't be that frustrating if the father was an interesting and well-written character. He is not. He is just a guy who steals stuff and talks about fairies to his kid. Colin Farrell is wasted in this role, and I felt no chemistry between him and Artemis. Now, we get to Artemis, played by Ferdia Shaw, who I believe is a snooze fest to watch. I don't know whether it is his acting, the writing, or direction, but Artemis is a terrible character. He does nothing but read off exposition and feels completely lifeless on screen. He isn't even a shred of the witty, cunning, and devious mastermind in the books. The first 20 minutes of the film are spent to provide his backstory, but ends up just being Kenneth Branagh showing how much he loves Ireland and showing Artemis surf and ride a skateboard thingy or hoverboard, which have absolutely nothing to do with anything in the film. The character of Holly Short is played by Laura McDonnell, and she does a pretty good job at playing this character. But aside from her cool costume, isn't anything special by the end. There's Mulch Diggums, played by Josh Gad, in a different type of performance, but I have no idea why he is narrating the film, when he only takes part in a third of the events shown. Dame Judi Dench is there giving a strange performance with a voice that sounds as if she has throat cancer. And don't get me started on the villain who does absolutely nothing and whose face is never shown. To top it all off, Artemis says at the end, "My name is Artemis Fowl, and I'm a criminal mastermind." Seriously? This was a screenplay! Kenneth Branagh says that he wanted to keep the film short with a quick pace. The pacing is terrible, and the film felt way longer than its 90-minute runtime. All in all, Artemis Fowl is not a film that anyone should waste their time with. It's too complicated for kids, too dumb for adults, and thankfully, too bad to be released in theaters. I give it an F for Fowl.